Hey guys, Clint Rihn from Bluffside Birdie here. We're going to do a little forehand tutorial today. Kind of show you the basics on the grip, what do you do with your arm, what do you do with your feet, and just how you can get more smooth with your forehand throw and be able to throw anything from a putter all the way to a driver. I think being smooth with it is one of the most important things, so we're going to go through kind of what I do. I know I'm not the best at this, I'm not perfect at it, nobody is, but we're going to kind of go through some of the basics and hopefully give you something to improve yourself in your forehand throw. Alright, we're going to start off with the grip. This is kind of different for every person. Basically whatever feels most comfortable to you is what you should try. But I also suggest trying multiple different ones to test them out to see what might work better for you. What I use is a split grip. You'll see some people use this, some people use like a stacked grip, and then I think like Paul McBeth, maybe Nate Sexton, they do kind of a modified grip like this with the pointer finger in there and then the middle finger kind of out further. They all work. I like the split grip because I can get a little bit more control of like the flight plate. It doesn't wobble in my hand. But a couple main things to know with the grip that all of them should incorporate is getting the disc fully into this little crease in your hand. You want the disc all the way in there so you don't have any room and you have more control over the disc. If it's out here in your hand, you have a lot less control with the angle and you might come out with a little bit of wobble when you throw. So that's one main part, is getting there. And then your fingers, when they're into the rim, you want to make sure that they're, I don't know if you can see that, but this part of my finger, the front part, is on the rim. I know it's like a sideways grip, but you don't want the side of your finger on the rim. You want it kind of pushed towards it so you get the more natural throw part of it. Instead of like a sideways chop with your hand, it's more of a natural throw and wrist motion. So that's the main things with the grip. Alright, so now we got our grip. Let's talk about the feet and kind of the hips, and then we'll work our way up into like the arm and kind of the release through the whole shot. So footwork, one of the main things, well, there's a couple different ways you can do this. I honestly use the standstill a lot, so I like to point my left foot, my off arm foot. So I'm a righty, so everything's going to be as if I'm a righty. My left foot kind of pointed towards the target, whichever way I'm trying to aim. And then my back feet, I like to have it a little bit offset, but it's mostly sideways. That way I can kind of lean back on it a little bit and I can get my momentum into it. Because you want to be able to push off and follow through. But the main thing is, I'll see people and they'll throw sidearms like this, but you can't get your hips involved if it's not open a little bit, because then you can kind of twist with this back leg and generate some of that power from your back foot into your front foot. So that's one thing that I see every once in a while. They'll be sideways and then they can't rotate on the follow through, or it'll be kind of like a weird heel thing going on. So I just always suggest kind of pointed towards the target. If you want to be a little bit diagonal, maybe at like a 40-degree angle, that can also work because you'll still get your hips involved. But yeah, so I like doing the standstills, but my basic run up is kind of just a walk up. So what I do is I just take a couple steps nice and slow and get right to that standstill position that we were just in, pointed at my target, and then kind of this way. So what I do, I just do a little 1, 2, 3, and I generally finish with my plant foot, or my right foot, either slightly in front or kind of with my legs. So here's another little run through of it. You can get a little bit of hop into it. You'll see some people, this first little part, they'll kind of hop. If that feels comfortable for you, go for it. It might generate a little bit more power, but the timing part of it can be a little bit difficult. So that's why I personally like to stay smooth, stay slow. It also helps in wet conditions if you're just walking up instead of doing a hop. There's less variables going on. So if you get the hop going, but the basic idea of it is kind of like you're in baseball, like an outfielder doing a little crow hop. So you get like a little hop and generate the power. You have all your weight on kind of your back leg here, and then pushing forward into your front leg. And you always want to follow through. You're going to hurt your body if you don't. So make sure you're following through. But those are kind of the main things with doing the footwork side of this. All right, we kind of went through some of the footwork parts. We're going to work our way up kind of the upper body part of this. Kind of the first thing is, well, I guess part of the footwork too, you want to bend your knees a little bit. You want to be in like an athletic position. And part of that is your waist. You don't want to be standing straight up when you're doing this and just kind of chucking it. You want to bend a little bit at your hips here, and you want to be over your toes a little bit. Not so much that you're like full bent over, but I like kind of just this position so I can get lower on my shot. It will just help your arm too, and kind of get that consistent release that's low and kind of nose down. It's just something that helps me. You just don't want to be straight up and down. It will kind of, a lot of things don't work well when you're not athletic with it. So the more you kind of get that athletic position, which is kind of a little bent, that will kind of help you out. So we'll go into the kind of the reach back. Reach back is a little bit different than backhand. In backhand, you want to be like straight back with it, pull it over. For forehand, it's kind of weird to come all the way back here. For me, it's hard to get back to like this position. So a lot of people will do kind of an upwards reach back, and that's kind of what I do. That's what I suggest also. So when you're bringing it back, it's kind of up here, you're like 90 degrees with your arm up here. When you have the disc in your hand, so we went through the grip, a thing to remember, kind of cock your wrist back a little bit. This will give you a little bit more snap and more mobility with it. That'll help kind of like your release. But so I have it snapped back a little bit. It's not like I'm trying to overextend it, but it's just, here's flat, here's where I like it, just a little bit back further. So you got it set back a little bit. You got it up here and you're 90 degrees. And then next thing, you drop it down a little bit. You kind of are getting it to that flat position, because when you get to this point in the middle, you want it to be flat, stay flat, stay flat, and that way you can get a cleaner, flatter release on it. You're not trying to like come through here and then right at the end get it flat. You kind of want it to get flat from whenever it gets close to your hip. So we'll kind of talk about the elbow now, being close to the hip. That's one of the things we kind of teach. So you don't want it tucked to your hip. That's no good motion there. You just want a couple inches in it, but you don't want it way out here. You'll see some people that will throw like out here, and that's going to put a lot of stress on your arm and your elbow and your shoulder. It's a whole lot of things, and you're not as compact, so you're not as powerful out here too. It might feel like a strong motion, but it's really a lot stronger if you get it tight in here. So we lead with the elbow a little bit, and since we got this cocked back a little bit, I like to lead, and you see how the arm is kind of backwards a little bit. That's going to get a lot of good snap on the disc. You'll see Eagle McMahon did like a forehand video, and you'll see in his video his arm is like way back here, and that dude throws 450, 500 feet forehand, super consistent. And he said that was one of the main things with his form that gives him that extra distance. So that's something I like to do, and I do it on short shots, everything. It just gets a good snap on the disc. So yeah, I like to lead with the elbow. So kind of the timing part of this, so you got your feet. When you're doing your step, I like to bring the disc back a little bit when I get here. So I'm bringing it up, and then when I'm here, as soon as I like plant, I'm starting my motion with my coming forward from my reach back. So I plant, and I'm about here when I'm planting my foot. So I got my body lowered. I got the disc here. It's flat to the ground. I like to keep this parallel if I'm throwing a flat shot with the ground, so I can keep it flat, keep it flat, keep it flat through the shot. So that's kind of the timing part. I'm coming, starting to bring it forward when I'm releasing, and then I'm bringing forward, and then you're getting here. That's usually when you release, and it's active wrist. Get that spin, generate the spin on the disc. That will keep the disc straighter, and it will also prevent the wobble a little bit. You'll get a lot like smoother snap on it. You'll see some people that will get the wobble on it. A lot of that is due to not generating enough wrist action in it. You don't want to just like full snap it, but it's a good crisp snap out in front. And that's one of the main things with your follow through with your forehand, is getting it forward. You want to finish here and then you can bring it over, but you don't want to kind of short arm it. That can generate some other issues, and you don't want to, what a lot of people do, roll their wrist over. So one thing we try to say is keep your palm to the sky. So when I'm coming through flat, flat, flat. I release the disc. I want my hand still like this when I'm releasing the disc. So it's coming through here. I get that snap. My palm is still up. Naturally, it will roll over, but I want that to happen late. I don't want it during my shot. So if I'm coming through, if I roll here, the last thing I told the disc to do was come out on Anheuser. So that's one thing, that's one of the main things that happens with beginners when they're throwing the forehand, is they come here and they get here before they actually release the disc. So the last thing it does is, whoa, big flex shot. So yeah, keeping it smooth, keeping your palm up, try to finish up, and then it will roll over eventually, but you want that to happen later. So finishing forward, keeping it up. Those are kind of some main things with your follow through. And like I said with the footwork, you want to bring the backside of your body forward with the shot. You're getting your body into the shot to generate the power. So that's kind of the whole thing. We'll go through some shots, what I use it for, and some other things like that, some tips and drills, some things that I've done to kind of work on my forehand during rounds, practice rounds, and during field work. So there. Okay, so the first field work drill that we're going to do is about release angles and getting straight discs to kind of cover all the different shots. So Anheuser straight, and hyzer shots. I got my target, the football sled, the black things out there. They're right around 180 feet. So I'm gonna take my straight disc right here. I got 3 of the same exact discs. They're all Keystones, Moonshine, and I'm gonna get them to land all in the same spot with 3 different flights. And hopefully the goal of this is just to be smooth and getting a disc to work different angles. And it's something that I'm doing with the disc, so I'm having control over the shot. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna do it with Keystones, then I'm gonna go to my compasses and try to do the same thing. So I'm gonna do all standstills. Something I didn't kind of mention before, but for anhyzer, I want to be pointed over there, just like my backhand. I want to be pointed at my target and kind of give it that anhyzer angle. And for hyzers, I want to be pointed this way, so my angle is always straight. It's just the release of my hand that's changing. So, okay. Alright, we're going to start with the anhyzer, and then we're going to do the straight shot, and then the hyzer. Here we go. Go straight. A little low, that's alright. And now we're going to go hyzer. A little low again, but it held the angle the whole way, and that was kind of my goal of this drill. So I'm going to do the same thing with my compasses. These are retro ones. They're a little bit straighter. This is a pretty old Opto X one. Kind of overstable, but we'll throw this one on the straight shot. We're not going to do the hyzer with it. So we'll do the anhyzer shot first. Almost hit it. So see how it held the pan a little bit? We're going to go straight shot. Oh,
Ooh,
got it. Now we're going to go hyzer shot. Oh, said I was going to do straight. Oh well, I did hyzer. Again, a little short. But the main goal of this is just getting the disc on the angle and having it hold. So for those anhyzer shots, making sure you get them on the angle and they're not wobbly and they hold the angle from right to left. It's kind of a difficult shot with the forehand, so it's something really to work on, and getting those straight discs to do the straight shot, but then also the anhyzer and the hyzer shot. It's something really important, and will actually really help you in the woods. When you get off the fairway, I use that anhyzer shot all the time. End up on if you're on like the left side of the rough or something and you have to step out, it's nice to get a little touch anhyzer that will kind of hold the line, and it's easier than trying to throw an inside out backhand or something. So I think it's really useful and something that you can work on in your game. Okay, so here's the situation that I was just talking about down there. We'll say my lie is in these bushes over here, and we want to get back out to the fairway, and let's say the basket's up there on the left side a little bit, kind of tucked in the trees. There isn't a basket there. We're just going to say that's our situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in the woods, and I'm going to be able to stretch out with my forehand. Oh, a little close. Stretch out with the forehand, and I'm going to be able to reach out and hopefully get it on a little anhyzer over like the fireplace and kind of land on the wood edge up there. That's kind of the goal of this. So I got my Keystones when I was just throwing down there. They're straight to slightly understable disc, so they should hold this line a little bit. But let's see how we can do this. Say I'm deep in here, kind of reach my arm out, and I'm just gonna get it on that Anheuser angle. You're gonna have to like turn, try to follow. All right, so here we go. Right over the fireplace, just what I wanted. So it's all about that wrist snap. So the thing with it, I don't have a lot of like arm movement. I can't come back all the way. So it's just a compact stroke that I'm gonna be snapping. And it's really that wrist motion. Getting it on the angle, imparting the spin on the disc to get it to hold the line. That one got a little bit wide, but that's our main goal with that, is generating a lot of power with your snap and your follow through part of it, because you don't have all the reach back and you're getting out of the woods, so it's an easier shot to hopefully save your power. Alright, one other thing that I like to do, if there's nobody kind of around, nobody behind me, nobody on the next tee, I like to take, not my putting putters, I don't like to throw those, but I got my Keystones, just easy access. I like to stand kind of this basket and kind of throw a little soft approach to the next tee. You can do this while you're walking, or if nobody's around, just kind of do it straight from here. So just chuck them up there and just kind of focusing on, well, that one landed on it, but just getting clean stroke on it. And we'll just walk this way. If I don't have like a super heavy bag or something, I'll just keep it on this arm. And whenever I get to a distance that I like, I'll just kind of stop, set my bag on. Let's say I want to throw an Anheuser, so I'll just throw a little Anheuser to it. It's just a quick little thing, kind of getting little tunnel shots too. On the hole we just finished, actually, after the basket, there's a little bit of a tunnel. So just stand down there and throw up the tunnel a little bit, and you're just trying to land it really close to it. So it's basically another approach shot. But they're often really short, and you have just like a walking path to get through. So it creates a really good tunnel. And it's just something that I've done since I started. I just always threw to the next hole, because I always play just putter only rounds, and I just take my disc and give it a little soft touch shot to the next tee, try to land it really close, and that's kind of how I develop my touch. So that's something you guys could try too. So I think we'll wrap up the video here. If you guys like this, please like, subscribe, check out the rest of the stuff we've got going on, and let us know in the comments if you like these tutorials. Thought about doing maybe a backhand one, or just kind of overall rules or something like that. If you guys are interested in any of that, please let us know, and maybe we'll get another video in the future. Until next time, have a great one.